Booner Pad, I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the f*** up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juices pumping, boys.
All right, we are live. We are live at the Hub Sports
wow.
Bistro on 21 in Garfield, Crunch Time Sports. Jeff Iafrate, Booner, Caleb Czarnik. We got Lukas Klotz. Michael Gentry's joining us in a second here, and we are an hour, less than an hour, actually. I mean, if we talk, an hour, exactly, from game time. Lions, Colts, watch party. We've taken it to the Hub Sports Bistro, and I am fired up, fellas. We already got the bets in. We'll get to the Booner's bets later.
Yep.
But this is going to be a great game. Great game. Lions favored by 7.5.
Feel good. I'm trying to. This is unbelievable. As soon as 12 o'clock hit, they opened up, and it just went all black in here with blue lights. And they said it's going to be loud here. I'm pumped up.
Yeah.
I love a good Detroit Lions atmosphere. I'm pumped up for this game. And by the way, shout out to, I'm going to say this early, Freddie Fell. I don't know if he's watching already. He is in Indy, and he has a Booner Path sign with the Kool-Aid.
No.
I got the picture sent to me.
Does he really?
I do. Yeah. Yes, he is. He does.
You got to go on YouTube and make it on private. That's on me. Yep. Go to, yep. No, go to live. Hit this. Yeah, hit those. No. On the side. Two over. Yep. Public. Yeah, you can make them all public.
Are we going to be live instantly?
Yeah, we will. Not. All right. Are we see if we are real quick. Test it out.
Let's see. We might be live here. Are we live?
All right. Are we live? I think we are. Yes, we are. All right, we are live. And we are at the Hub Sports Bistro, 21 Garfield, Jeff Iafrate, Booner, Caleb Czarnik. Big game today. Lions, Colts. I don't know. It depends how you look at it, I guess. They faced the Jags last week, and that necessarily wasn't a big game. It was an absolute ass whooping. Yeah. But this week, I tend to respect the Colts a little more. I think this will be a better game, but Lions are the better team, and they're favored that way, 7.5.
Yep.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, talent. You're playing against a talented team on the road here. I mean, it's the NFL. Every game is going to be competitive. Obviously, last week it wasn't. But yeah, it's a fun time to be a Detroit Lions fan. They're rolling right now, and should be a good game today. They have a good test against a running quarterback in Anthony Richardson. And yeah, Jonathan Taylor, got to contain him. Let's lock in.
Let's lock in.
Let's have a day, boys. I'm excited for the game. I don't know if anyone heard. Freddie is down there with the Booner Path sign. That's all I care about today. The Booner Path and getting the Lions win. Kool-Aid signs there. Let's go, boys.
Yeah, that is massive. Shout out Freddie. Down there with the Booner Path sign representing the show. And I believe there'll be a lot of Lions fans in Indy. I mean, we went to the Combine. It was a 5-hour drive. I would imagine if you see Lions fans in Arizona or, all over across the country, they will be in Indianapolis. Yeah. It's not that far of a drive. So even on the road, I mean, there's minus 7.5, but you're giving a home team, 3 points? So yeah. It really is double digits again. If you think about it, if it was at Ford Field. But you know what? I think for the offense, this is another opportunity here. This is a defense who, on paper, they have talent. I mean, they're getting talent back. Forrest Buckner's been back, and he's incredible. But when you actually look at the defense as a whole and where they rank, they have not been great. They've been really bad, actually. And the Lions have exposed a lot of defenses like that. I think this is another opportunity for this offense to maybe not put up 600-plus yards like they did last week, but I think another opportunity for this run game to get going, because that rushing defense for the Colts is not great. I mean, they're like 28th in the league, I think, on rushing defense. So you're talking about a rushing defense that's looking to get exposed against the best O-line and best running back duo in the league. That's what it's looking like to me.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like every game, you got to pick a running back. Is it going to be a Gibbs game? Is it going to be a Montgomery game? Over these past couple weeks, it's been both. With Jahmyr Gibbs, obviously, playing a little bit better than David Montgomery. But yeah, this is a week where I could see both those guys really, really turning it up.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. Amon Ra, I think, is going to have a day today. I'm interested to see how the offense goes about it. Sam Laporta returns, so it's essentially a full offense. You have the full offense.
Yep.
Should we bring up these injuries, boys? The injuries, the report that came out yesterday,
because they are important.
The Lions made a couple big moves, honestly. Ennis Rakestraw, obviously, he had I'm not 100% sure. I guess we can figure out what that injury is. I just saw here he got placed on IR yesterday, and then Emmanuel Mosley, corner, got activated from IR. So Emmanuel Mosley making his debut for the season today, which is huge. And then, and I put here on my tweet, I put David Along instead of David Long. I just noticed that David Along. He was elevated from the practice squad to the active/inactive list, which essentially he probably Lions probably already released actually their report for today on who's active and who's not. So I can see if I can pull that out. It's usually 90 minutes before. There he is. So inactives today: Terrion Arnold, Giovanni McNew, Mohammed.
No.
Coyote is inactive. Colby is inactive. And this one, I was excited. I thought we were going to finally have this man back in the lineup. Roderick Martin inactive for today. He's not ready to go. They must not think that just like the injury is like he's back into the game shape. That's my guess.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this on Friday. And my feeling was Terrion Arnold wasn't going to play today just because I think it's a smart way to handle that. I mean, you got a groin injury. That's something if you tweak, you could be out significant time. And you have big games coming up, divisional games. You have the Buffalo Bills. Like, this is someone you want to be able to play. So I think it's a smart move putting Terrion Arnold out. I think Kindle Vildor will be fine. Like, despite what people think about him in the NFC Championship game, he can hold his own. Could he give up some plays? Yeah, but I think that given the quarterback they're playing, I think that if they were playing the Bills this week and he was out, I'd be terrified. But with Anthony Richardson, he's not Josh Allen. And Kindle Vildor, he'll be fine. He'll be probably guarding. What's the other outside receiver they got? Alec Pierce.
Yeah, Alec Pierce, yeah.
Which maybe that.
Alec Pierce.
As I say it out loud, maybe it isn't a good thing.
Yeah, Alec Pierce.
Maybe it isn't a good thing. But I'm not too worried. I think Kindle Vildor will be fine.
And I know that this is not probably ideal because Emmanuel Mosley is just coming back from injury. My guess, all right, and I've been very consistent with this over the years with Dan Campbell. If a player is playing, it's not like he's going to be half in, half out. Like we've seen Dan Campbell and the Lions sit guys out when they're like 80% because they're not fully there yet, and they want to make sure like we're not going to put you on a snap count. We're gonna play you. For Emmanuel Mosley, it feels like Emmanuel Mosley is like maybe a little bit of a snap count just in their mind, like, hey, we don't want to put too much, but we still want to work him in. No Terrion Arnold, you now have Emmanuel Mosley to where if you want to put a Meek on the outside, or if you want to put Emmanuel Mosley on the outside, and then you could put a Meek in the slot, or just saying what it is. Who do you trust more, Kindle Vildor or Brandon Joseph? Then you get into that conversation to where we go Branch back into the slot, a Meek over, and then you have Brandon Joseph. I think that you're going to see a lot of rotations. I think you're going to see Brandon Joseph, you're going to see Kindle Vildor, and you're going to see Emmanuel Mosley. Like there's going to be a rotation of guys, which I think is good. Like the fact that you're able to move guys around like that, it would have been nice. Like I keep going back to it. Like if Iffy was just if he stayed healthy, you can easily throw Iffy at safety, Branch in the slot, Iffy in the slot. You can just move things around. But now you're in a spot to where without Terrion, you got to move guys around. You got to figure this thing out. I'm pumped up, by the way, for this game. The Hub Sports Pitch.
This looks unbelievable. Like,
they've got blue light everywhere.
Yeah,
it's pitch black in here, which is amazing. And they've just put the sound on for the game, and we're about to have a day, boys.
We're about to have a day.
This is unbelievable.
To your point, Boone, I am curious to see what they do with Mosley coming back. In training camp, it was really, for that nickel position when they decided to move Brian Branch back to safety, it was really kind of Mosley, a Meek, and a little bit of Rakestraw that were kind of fighting for that nickel position. But with the loss of Terrion Arnold, do you put Emmanuel Mosley on the outside? Emmanuel Mosley will be matched up against Alec Pierce, who leads the league in yards per catch. So I'm curious what they're going to do. My guess is it's going to be a heavy dose of Kindle Vildor. Mm-hmm. Whether the fans liked it or not, I've been seeing the Twitter. Not many people are liking it. But that's the best we got right now, honestly. And but I'm excited to see him.
But the moments you've seen of Kindle Vildor this year have not been bad. Like he
doesn't stand out. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't stand out.
Fair.
Like the opposing offense doesn't attack Kindle Vildor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they probably will today. But again, like it's Anthony Richardson got an incredible arm. Okay, he can throw the ball, zip it very, very far.
Yes.
But here's the thing, and they have a great offensive line, the Colts do. So I think we can get to that in a little bit because I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. But I don't think Kindle, if Kindle Vildor gives up, 150 yards to Alec Pierce, then we can have a conversation. But at this point, I don't have enough. I'm not terrified of having Kindle Vildor out there. I think he'll be fine. Will he give up a play here or there? Probably. Yeah. But Do I think it'll ultimately cost them? No, because I think the Lions are the better team, and I think they'll be up, 2 scores by that time. So, I don't think it's going to matter as much. But
I mean, it's not one of those games. Like, if this was like the Bills game or if this was like the playoffs, I would be a little bit like, okay, like, this is going to, like, you have to find a way to get your best players in the best spots to win this game. Like, this is a problem. Yeah, I do think, like, today the defense, and now we talked about it this week with, like, the defensive line. Like, we still have to see it consistently. We haven't really seen it versus, like, an elite Super Bowl contender, the pass rush, all of that. You're going into today with a defense where, and again, I'm not going to say I think Anthony Richardson's, I still want to see time with him. Like, he has 1 week where he played good, but again, that was last week. So he's trying to build off that. You're going in with a defense with no Alex Anzalone, a beat up secondary now. No Germ, no Derek Barnes, like a beat up linebacker crew. Terrion Arnold out. Obviously, the D line's all beat up with no Hutch and all the. So, like, they've been stepping up every week. It's just about now consistency. I'm interested to see how. You know what it comes to? It's AG and his scheme. Like, you have to scheme against AR. You have to find a way to scheme and slow him down. One, like, contain him, and don't give up. I think it's just the two things: contain AR, don't give up big plays to Alec Pierce. Boom, that's the game.
I think the matchup here is Zadarius Smith, Elaine McNeil, DJ Reader against this O-line. Colts O-line's very good. I think people forget about it because they were the best in the league a couple of years ago, but they still have talent. I mean, Quentin Nelson, they still have guys. Their tackles are good. So I think even though we talk about Anthony Richardson and his level of play as a quarterback, I'm still looking at Zadarius, Aleem, DJ Reader, Josh against this O-line. They got to get pressure today. And not just that, but you got to be able to contain Anthony Richardson. Yeah. I mean, you just do. Because the dude is going to run probably 8 to 11 times today in terms of rushing attempts. It's going to happen. So
I wonder if I can bet on rushing attempts.
You have to contain him. And that's going to be, to me, guys, one of the bigger X factors of kind of keeping the Colts out of this game.
Yeah, and, we talked about it a little bit on the show, and you kind of just brought it up too. If you get the pressure, Anthony Richardson's going to look to scramble. And the guy that's going to have to contain him is Jack Campbell. No Alex Anzalone. Alex Anzalone's, in my opinion, one of the best linebackers going sideline to sideline in the NFL. He's always been pretty good against running quarterbacks. And Jack Campbell's really going to have to step up today. And another guy, too, is Malcolm Rodriguez. Like you said, no Derek Barnes, no Germ.
It's a big game for him.
Yeah, Malcolm Rodriguez and Jack Campbell. We talked about Kendall Vildor. We talked about Emmanuel Mosley. I really think those two are the X factor for the defense today, especially against a running quarterback, are the two linebackers, Jack Campbell and Malcolm Rodriguez. Yeah,
I'm with you on that. I think Rodriguez, we haven't really seen it, and I was shocked, honestly. I don't know where the people in the chat and how you guys, like last year, Rodrigo just he was not getting snaps.
And
in his rookie year, he was like a main part of that defense, and it wasn't like he played bad. He was playing very well as a rookie. As a 5th or 6th round pick. He was playing extremely well. And then last year he kind of lost that spot. And now you're starting to see, I think it's just because of the depth with Jack Campbell and Germ was playing well last year. Derek Barnes was playing well. Anzo was playing well. And then this year with the Derek Barnes and Germ injury, you see Rodrigo, like, dude, he's been playing good. Yeah. And then now it's like, hey, now your role is even in more increase. I look at it like this, and I know the city loves Malcolm Rodriguez. I know we're all about Malcolm Rodriguez. This is a tryout for him. He is in a starting position over the next 6 weeks. He'll be starting at linebacker. He did it at times his rookie year. At some point, his rookie contract's up. Malcolm Rodriguez, he deserves a contract in the NFL. He is good enough. He has played well enough, and when his number gets called, he does it. Now, will the Lions be able to pay him because they have Jack Campbell, Anzo, Germ, Derek Barnes? Probably not. He's probably going to be. He might not be in Detroit over the next few years.
He's going to want to be a starter.
So this next 6 weeks for him, as much as people you want him to play. He's going to play very well because he knows, I think in the back of his head, like, this is me to put film on the table for when I become a free agent. I'm able to say, hey, this is what I can do. And he can prove it. So I do think, like, it's kind of a trial for him. I was thinking about that yesterday. I was just like Rodrigo's going to get a contract here or somewhere else. And he's going to have an opportunity to become a starter at somewhere in the NFL. And this is like for him to kind of, again, stamp that on the table, be like, hey, this is what I can do. And I think he's going to have a big couple weeks.
I think that's a excellent way to look at it because John mentioned it, I believe, or it might have been Morgan, but they brought up how Malcolm's going to want to be a starter somewhere. So to your point, Boone, it's a great point. Yet he's going to have an opportunity to see what try out, I guess, be a starting linebacker in this league. That's kind of his role now. And then you got David Long coming up, huh? God, don't let David Klotz, that narrative.
Klotz's guy.
David Long
David Long
coming in. He got activated.
David's coming along
super early. Hey, David Long got activated pretty early. I mean, it's been about a week.
Specialty germs down. And when Anzo goes down, I think you're like, we need
another linebacker.
I said it before.
We need another linebacker.
You can't have Jack Campbell and you can't have both Jack Campbell and Rodrigo on special teams.
No.
The last few weeks, all year long, those guys have been on one of those guys has been on special teams throughout the year.
But you know what that
you don't
means.
want to have that because you can't afford another linebacker injury.
Not that we wish it.
What?
He's next man up.
Who? Trevor Nowatzki.
Well, he's in that same spot. He's in that
you're
same
talking about
spot.
David Long. I thought you were setting me up
for the Mike or Will spot.
Yeah.
David Long's next up.
David, and
maybe Ben Neiman.
I was going to say, I'll bring up another guy, Ben Neiman. I'm a big Ben Neiman guy. He's came in and he's played some good football for the Detroit Lions. And, that's something that Dan Campbell has always preached is the next man up. And right now we're going to need that this week with all the injuries.
Trevor Nowatzki.
I think Trevor Nowatzki.
Trevor Nowatzki. He's getting a sack today. He's getting a sack today.
He is. Who leads linebackers in sacks this year?
On the Lions.
Can I take a wild guess?
Yeah.
Trevor Nowatzki.
Okay. Who leads linebackers in interceptions this year?
Can I take a wild guess again?
Let's hear it.
Trevor Nowatzki.
Thank you. Just want us to throw that out.
It was always Trevor Nowatzki.
Not tackles, but sacks and interceptions. Trevor Nowatzki.
Turnovers.
We're starting to get packed in here. I love this. It's almost Lions game time.
Yeah, when we came in, there was like every table was reserved. By the way,
Dude,
come hang out. If you guys, it depends. I mean,
this
if you guys
is awesome here.
If you guys are relatively close to the Hub Sports Bistro, come and hang. We just met the owner, Matt. It's a great spot. Real American beer.
Great people
We're hanging
here.
out. You can get Real American beer. Hang out with the fellas. Watch the Lions game. Bet on the game. And, of course, the bar's right in front of us. People are hanging out.
They have so many different sections of this place, too.
You're going to want to get in quick, too, because this place is going to pack out. You're not going to have space.
There's like 3 different bars in one.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I spoke with someone. Shout out Spencer. Not Spenny. Shout out Spenny as well.
Barber Spencer.
We were with Spenny yesterday. Love Spenny. Barber Spencer, he said, hey, Boone, I got my haircut yesterday. Shout out, little fade. The mullet is good to go for a Kool-Aid chug. He said, you guys are going to the Hubs. Yeah, he said, get the chicken sandwich and fries.
Dude, that sounds really
he said they have the best fries out of any bar he's ever been to, and he said they have the best chicken sandwich on the east side of the Mississippi.
That sounds
I made that up.
I might have to order it to chicken sandwich.
We might have to do like a live review during the game.
Dude,
all get chicken sandwiches.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
He said it was the best one. He didn't say on the east side of the Mississippi. That sounded really good.
East side of the Mississippi.
I think we're on the east side of the Mississippi.
Yeah. You know what? We'll just go. We'll just go.
I don't know.
I don't even know where the Mississippi River is, brother.
But hey, let me. Neither do I. You're good. But back to the Detroit Lions defense real quick. I know, let's say you're not a Lions fan and you're not familiar with these names. You're not familiar with Ben Neiman. You're not familiar with even guys like Malcolm Rodriguez, even though he was a star on Hard Knocks. If you don't know Rodrigo, come on. These are football players.
Yeah.
And, just because they're not big names, there is depth on this Lions defense, and I think they're really going to show it today. I mean, I'm excited to see what these guys got, and I think you make a really good point that this is kind of a tryout for Rodrigo. And why can't we say this is kind of like a when you're looking at Jack Campbell, this might be the game where we say, let's see what we really have here. And Jack Campbell,
let him unleash.
Let's see what we really have. And we invested a first-round pick into this guy for this reason, to be that dog on defense, especially against a running quarterback, especially against a good running team. Let's see what they're made of today.
Yeah, he's going to be wearing the green dot today, which is what you expect him to do for the rest of his career in Detroit. So it'll be a big opportunity for him.
Does that change? All right, I have 2 things I actually want to talk about. I'm sorry, I'm starting to think of stuff. My mind is rolling a little bit. Does that change anything when you get 6 weeks in, right? And Anzo comes back. Say he comes back for the 49ers Vikings games for the playoffs. Who has a green dot in the playoffs?
Anzo.
Do you switch it back to Anzo?
It's always going to be the veteran.
Always be the veteran.
That's fair. Because I'm just saying because AG and people forget about the comments that AG made in the summer. I don't forget a lot. AG said he is our future. He is our not Anzo. He said Jack Campbell's our future. Jack Campbell will have the green dot in the future. When a coordinator in training camp says that, obviously this year it's Anzo, but you think, okay, are they going to transition Jack Campbell to the green dot next year, even with Anzo in? Do you see what I'm saying?
I think it'll be.
At what point do you make that transition and say, hey, we got to get it to Jack?
I think they make that. If they were going to make that, it would be before the season. I think it'd be like next year's training camp. They're like, he's wearing the green dot. I don't think they do Anzo for most of the season here or half the season, then be like, all right, Jack's going the rest of the year. I think they'll let Anzo go the rest of the year, and then as Jack maybe next year he takes another step, and they're like, he's ready. Because I think, how do you Anzo in the playoffs? You want to give it to Anzalone.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to give it to the vet.
But
in my opinion,
no, you're right. And even next year, like, how do you just take that away from Anzo, who's been nothing but great?
I
for
agree.
This football team?
Yeah,
but
at
a certain point, you do have to make the transition. You did draft this guy in the first round, and you drafted him to be your green dot, like Aaron Glenn said. So,
like at some point, it's like we have to get
he'll
this
transition.
Man.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Like it's a question that's going to have to be had. It feels like it's like one of these things in any sport. Like when you have a younger player that's going to take over. Right. If a guy gets hurt and he's down, it's like that's kind of that transition. I don't know. Freddie, by the way, I'm gonna see if I can pull this up. I got to figure this out, Freddie. I got your picture. We've been setting up.
No way. Freddie,
I'm gonna try and get this on the show here real quick. We've been setting up. Hey, Freddie, we're at this beautiful hub here, and is it Macomb? What city are we? I don't even know.
21
the city.
in Garfield, Macomb.
21 in Garfield. Unbelievable spot here.
That is sick.
It's probably, and you know what? And Freddie has been a supporter since I've been on Woodward Nights.
Freddie's the man.
Freddie came into the studio, did a show with us. He has been a supporter of the Booner Path, the Kool-Aid, every place out. Freddie is an absolute legend. To ever think in my life, starting to do this stuff, that, I'm doing this wrong, that I would have my face at a stadium in the NFL is one of the most insane things.
When you show me the picture, I'm like, wow, Freddie is a real one. He is a real one.
How does this work, Jeff?
You're going to have to quickly here, I got it. Don't you worry. Hold on. Do this. Hey, click on this. This is what we're going to do. We're going to make sure we get to show Freddie's thing. This is absolutely insane. Get this exported. There you go. Make it FF.
You're gonna be able to see this on TV.
Yeah, he's in the end zone. So if there's a touchdown, Freddie, you have to let us know what side you're on, where you're at. I missed Freddie's call too. I just realized he called me too, so I'm gonna have to give him a call when I get off air at some point while he's at. Sorry, I've got a lot of things.
No,
here.
You're good. You're good. I think this is it.
While he's at Lucas Oil Stadium, man, it is unbelievable.
All right,
look at this.
This is insane.
Look at this. Freddie is an absolute legend. This is unbelievable.
The loyalty.
If you guys want to know something about the Booner Path and what the Booner Path is about, Caleb, we haven't asked about a position for you on the Booner Path. Okay. We'll have that conversation. You will have a position available. But this is what the Booner Path is all about, fellas. Gosh. That's what it's about. That's this right here.
He's on the road. Wait.
The Booner Path is worldwide.
That's a lot of Lions.
Here we go.
Fans.
There's a lot of Lions fans. Well, you got to think Colts is blue too.
No, but Honolulu.
The Honolulu, yeah.
Check it out, Honolulu.
I see both. I see both here. Look at this though. That is unbelievable, man.
Honolulu blue. Though.
That is absolutely unbelievable. It's
a different blue.
Freddie.
It's a beautiful blue. It's a beautiful. Do that one. Nope. Next to it.
It is an absolutely beautiful thing.
Yeah, shout out Freddie, man.
That's real. I love Freddie.
That's
once we get our studio in hopefully in the next however many months, 6-7 months, Freddie's coming in for a show. Yeah. We're doing a I know you guys weren't on the night show with me, but we did a draft. It was like a college football draft, and Freddie picked. He had his own team. I'm requesting now we're doing it, and Freddie gets his own team. He'll be in and picking for the chat. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Got to get Freddie.
Shout out Freddie.
Great guy. Hey, he's a a general of the Booner Path.
Hey, I'll ask this one more angle of this defense, offense. Before we get to more offense, I do want to bring up the Jonathan Taylor thing. I'd be remiss. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's a talented back, and they have a good offensive line. So I think, when you look at the matchup there, I look at the Houston game. They could not run the ball. But when you look at Houston, even with Joe Mixon, they were getting like 1.5 yards per carry. But the thing about Houston is their interior of their offensive line stinks. They gave up like 20. They have 20 sacks on the year just on the interior. The Colts, very good on the interior.
Good.
Quentin Nelson.
Okay.
I mean, he's a top 3
Yeah.
guard in the league.
He is.
So it's going to be, in terms of running the football, the DJ Reader, Aleem McNeil impact. They're going to have my argument would be they're going to have a much tougher matchup this week.
Thanks, Klotz. I love you.
Than they did against Houston.
All right, I'm just going to say this.
So it's going to be interesting. I'm not saying I'm worried, but it's something I'm interested to see.
Can I be honest? And I would love to chat, Caleb. I want to know what your thoughts are on this. They have a good offensive line, right?
They do.
they have a really good running back with Jonathan Taylor. And you can even say Trey Sermon as a backup is a really good backup, right?
Sure.
I don't know about tight end Mo Alley Cox.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. But I will say this. The wide receiver core that they have in Indy, Michael Pittman Jr., Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, and Adonai Mitchell, very good. I think those 4 guys, very underrated, very good.
Love Josh
Offense
Downs.
as a whole, outside of the court, they have quarterback issues. Anthony Richardson, they cannot figure that out. This is a good offense.
Dude, this is a good football team.
Underrated offense.
If they had a great quarterback, it would be a.
That's what I was saying. That was my point. Was that AR? If you have Jared Goff on this team,
dude,
this is a contending football like on offense. This is a contending offense.
Dare I say, you could even make an argument that the Detroit Lions might be, but dare I say this is the most underrated. This is the most underrated receiving core in the NFL. I mean, you have Michael Pittman who hasn't like.
He doesn't get credit.
He's been kind of silent this year, but he's still a really good receiver. Josh Downs, really good receiver.
Yeah.
Adonai Mitchell, he's a rookie. He's had some issues, but he's going to be a good receiver, I think. And then you got Alec Pierce, who's a deep threat. This is a really underrated receiving core. Big test for the Lions defense today, but I'm excited. This is the perfect test for the Lions defense.
Oh, yeah.
For running quarterback, good receivers that can stretch the field, good O-line, good running back. This is the perfect test.
Oh.
This is going to be the game where we show the rest of the NFL, hey, we're fucking about it. This defense is real.
And then you throw in there, hey, well,
how did you do this?
You get
again?
Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. So that's a whole nother thing. So I think in Kirby thing, Kirby had a pick last week.
To me, this offense, like defensively, you should be able to dominate them because of Anthony Richardson. I just think though, like if you break it, if you really think about it, this is a good offense. And no Terrion Arnold, like Kendall Vildor, man, hey, you have to be ready to go.
Yeah.
And for Emmanuel Mosley, if people think this is going to be a walk in the park for even Emmanuel Mosley, like, hey, you have to be ready to go.
Yep.
Like we got Brian Branch and Kirby. Listen, they can get all the interceptions they want. And they can get the turnovers they want. But if your corners aren't playing well and without Anzo in coverage, Jack, hey, and Jack's been top 10 in coverage for the last he's turned it around.
He's been way
better.
But
hey, guess who's going to have to also be in coverage at times? Malcolm Rodriguez. These other guys are going to have to step up. And I know it's the Colts and it's an 8-point spread. Last week I think we were all very confident with the Jags. It's going to be a blowout.
Yeah. This
is more of a game where I'm like, this is going to we have to show up. You're on the road now. You're not in Ford Field. You have to show up. I hope this isn't me. It sounds like I'm being negative.
No, the Colts have not been the only game they've been. They haven't gotten blown out this year. But
they play good football.
The game against the Bills, when we had Destin on, he was like, "Well, the score didn't dictate how the game was. It was like a score. It was like basically a score difference. For a majority of the game.
It's a good football team.
This Colts team, they're well coached.
Yep.
They hang in every football game. To me, this won't be a run up the score type of game. And this will be like a 10, 14-point victory.
I think it's ZQ or Zake. He said they have no superstar receivers. He said no, it's not. It's mid. You could think that all you want.
If you've not,
when you say something like that, that shows me you haven't watched the Indianapolis Colts this year. Josh Downs is very, very good. Michael Pittman Jr.
Yeah,
he hasn't been playing as good as he usually does, but guess what?
Players,
he is a very good receiver. Adonai Mitchell, he can step up and make big plays. He hasn't probably been as good. And Alec Pierce, one of the best deep threat receivers in the NFL currently. Yeah. So this is where it's like, hey, you have to be able to go in and you can't be too confident. And that's why I love about Dan Campbell, Caleb, is he knows, hey, this is a football team.
Yeah.
He never takes a team too he always takes teams serious, and that's what I love about Dan Campbell. All right, I'm gonna pull this up, fellas. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I'm actually kind of surprised by the 7.5 point spread.
You thought it was gonna be smaller?
I thought it was gonna be smaller. I think it was gonna be around 5.5.
I don't know.
I told you the public's hammering Colts plus 7.5.
Yeah, I mean,
they think it'll be close.
Touchdown. Yeah, I mean, after last week's big game, how many teams really go back to back 40-point wins?
Why not?
Why not? Give us hey, NFL, give us a fucking challenge, man. Come on.
Well, dude,
what is going on?
All these players are on the league. Like Xavier McKinney started off a couple weeks ago, being like, I think it's disrespectful what the Lions are doing. Buddy, you're in the NFL. Yeah, I mean, this isn't Little League.
Hey,
this isn't high school or middle school.
Yeah, if you don't like it, stop it.
Yeah, stop it.
Figure out a way.
You're in the NFL. Yeah. Xavier McKinney, and no offense to Klotz, he had him on his list, and this guy's coming out being like, why are you blowing people? Dude, you're supposed to be one of the best in the league, and you're here complaining. You're sitting here complaining about people blowing teams out. Like, dude, you're supposed to be the best in the league. Why don't you step up and do something?
Get real.
And then last week, I think there was some people who commented, and then Kirby after the game was like, it was like Kirby, and there was someone else. Who else?
Carlton Davis.
Carlton Davis. Like, get better. You're in the NFL.
And by the way, the ironic part of that Boone, because everybody kid he didn't really do anything in the game
at all.
I honestly forgot he was a Packer.
They
did a good job of taking him out of the game.
What's absolutely crazy to me is, like, I know this is one of the best offenses we think of all time in the NFL, right? There are other offenses. There's probably 5 to 10 other offenses in the NFL that have been doing what the Lions are doing this year. I have never, when the Patriots did it, when the Broncos did it, the greatest show on turf did it, they got a nickname and people praise them. I have never heard around the NFL players and media complaining about a team blowing other teams out in the NFL. But all of a sudden, guess what? The little old Lions, they step up, they become good, and all of a sudden they're beating teams by 40. They're putting up 50 when they had it done to them for 40 years. All of a sudden, when the tables turn, it's a problem.
Yeah, the Lions do it. How many games we've sat we've sat through watching Lions football that's been disgusting. Like 44-7 losses the Lions have had. It's so many. And now that the Lions are doing it, people have a problem with it. You know, I think every week now you're at the point where teams every week are they're gonna play their best football. That's how it's gonna go. Unless you're facing a team like the Jaguars, who, you know, they basically gave up on their coach, you know, which that can happen obviously. But besides that, every week you're getting a team that's going to give you all they got.
Yep.
Like you don't think they're telling their players, whoever the coach is, like, hey, this is a team that likes to embarrass. You know, they're going to try and embarrass us.
Yeah,
like no one's giving you a shot to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is the point of the season. I think for any NFL team, you kind of see what you are as a team.
Yeah.
Like you either drown or you either swim at this point. And for this game with the Colts, this is. They got to see what kind of team they are, and I think they're gonna play their best game. They're well coached.
They're in a playoff run right now.
Yeah,
playoff chase.
You know Dan Campbell.
They're still in it.
5-5. They're in it.
You know Dan Campbell in that locker room. He's giving this team no sense of this is a cakewalk. He's telling this team, hey, we're on the road here against a good Indianapolis Colts team. So that's why when we play lesser teams, even down the stretch. I'm not worried about it.
I'll bring this up, guys. One thing I thought about yesterday talking to Destin, and again, I love talking to other beat writers because they bring perspectives I simply just don't have. And one thing he did bring up was that Gus Bradley's been doing he's been dialing up the blitzes. That's kind of, it seems like it's the Brian Flores recipe here, what Brian Flores likes to do. They're going to blitz. He's majority of the time he's blitzing. And now you got DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart, who are two massive human beings. Quiddy Pay, who's still a really good player. They have a lot of depth at edge. They're going to try and get to Jared. Like today, it's not just Panay. I don't worry about him, but you're talking about all the guys here. You're going to have to be locked in, on point. The guys certainly in the middle here, Frank Ragnow, Kevin Zeitler, and Graham, those three are going to have a tough task today. And I think that one of the bigger things, as always, every week it is, you got to keep Jared clean. You got to keep him clean, man. And Jared, we got to get the ball out quick.
Yes,
that's Ben Johnson.
I will say the recipe to beating the Detroit Lions, and I think every team knows it. And this isn't that Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff's
it's the recipe. I think for beating most teams.
Yes, it's getting at the quarterback and making the quarterback force turnovers and things we've seen with Jared Goff in the past. Again, I'm one of the biggest Jared Goff supporters, and you guys know that. I get called Jared Goff Gobbler, whatever these things.
Golf Gobbler.
Golf Gobbler. I get called that all the time. The way to beat them, you saw it in Houston the first half. You've seen it last year when you lost to Chicago. You've seen it when you lost to the Packers. You've seen it in all these games where you lose. Getting to Jared Goff, forcing turnovers.
Right.
In his career, when you get to him, it is very known that he fumbles the ball, and sometimes the fast trigger throws the interceptions. If you find a way to do that, that's how you beat Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. Now, that's what they're going to be trying to do today. But when you have the number one offensive line in the NFL,
it's going to be tough.
You're probably only doing that 2 games out of the 17-game season.
Right.
And every team's trying to do it, and they know to do it.
And we might already got one in Houston and still won that game.
I want to pull this up too real quick, fellas. Shout out Freddie again. I think this sign is just as good as the other one. Are you guys ready?
That's it. Oh, read it off.
He said, "We're not America's team. We're Detroit's team." Freddie Felt, man.
Dude,
how
Freddie,
about that?
Yeah.
He's got the Sonic hat. Is that the Sonic or Knuckles hat? That's Sonic's hat. The Sonic hat.
Okay, Freddie's dripped out, boots on the ground.
He's ready to go.
I mean, he is ready to go. He's representing well.
What a dog.
Freddie, you look good, my friend. Good luck out there.
Dude, Freddie. Hey, kill it out there. Let the people know.
Dude, his sign, we might, if we go to these games, which we never will because we do shows, but any event, we need a sign. We're hitting Freddie up. These signs are freaking beautiful.
Oh, great.
Like, well-made signs. The Booner Path one, that one, awesome stuff. But I saw something today, guys. I want to pick your brain on it. I was on my betting app, looking at some lines.
Sure.
There was one on there. Jared Goff, Anthony Richardson to combine for 500 yards passing, plus 190.
Anthony Richardson is okay. This is
Think about it though.
But this is okay.
I thought about it too.
This is not me saying that I think the Colts are going to play really bad offensively, but I don't think Anthony Richardson will get to. I'll set a number. I don't think he gets to 210 today.
Wow.
I think
you should take his under then. Straight bet.
Money where his mouth is.
It's probably at 215.
Hey, put that under then.
It's probably at 215.
I'll throw some coin on it.
Hold on, let me see. Let's see what it is.
He wins. I'm like, damn.
I mean, dude, I'll do it.
What's the line at, actually?
Let me see.
I just figure if they struggle to run the ball, he might throw like 10 for 30, though. Completion.
His line's 207.5.
Okay.
That's pretty close, though.
Yeah,
It was close to what you're saying.
I take the honor. I feel like today, Steichen's going to want to show off the athlete Anthony Richardson instead of having him throw the ball 25 times. Yeah, because obviously that. I mean, I know he played well last week, but it hasn't been working all year long.
Because I can see Goff getting 300 on his own.
Yeah.
So you just need Anthony Richardson to get 200.
Okay.
It's just hard to make bets on the lines now because you don't know the game script.
Yes,
that's fair.
Because
you
could be up by.
It's too close.
You could be up by 24 at half, but even then, we kind of saw last week we were up by 1 bazillion points at halftime, and we still saw Goff slinging in the second half.
I mean, dude, Jared Goff is in the MVP conversation, and let me just name some of these. I'm gonna pull it up. I'll name some of these game logs that he has, and like it's. Jeff, you're saying it's a lock for him to throw for 300.
Well, no, 2 weeks ago, I did see him doing it today.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So 2 weeks ago,
these two are not. This game. So the Houston game, the Green Bay game, and the Tennessee game, I think they're anomalies. I don't think so, though. That's the worst weather ever. That the O-line played the worst game in 3 years, and that we didn't get the ball in our own territory one time.
But that's the point that I'm going to make here. Is you don't know what's going to happen with this Lions team
in a dome.
They could win by 30 in a dome. And Jared Goff throws for 220. Like, look at this. Versus the Rams opening weekend, 217. Arizona, a win, a 20-13 win in a dome on the road.
This is when they were
199. Seattle at home, 18 for 18, 292. Minnesota.
Why'd you just skip that one?
I'm going through the ones under 300 right now, fellas.
Sorry.
Vikings, 280.
20?
Tennessee, 85. 145, 240. He has only gone for 300. 1, 2, 3 times this year.
And then 2, he was like 20 yards away.
And I don't think it's Jared Goff having a bad game. I think Jared Goff goes 20 for 24 today for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns.
600 yards of all.
I'm on your I think you're on my side here because what I'm saying is he could throw for 250 and have a perfect game. You have to rely on Anthony Richardson to get 250. He's not throwing for 250.
No, I actually think you're right. I just wanted to throw it up.
It's more so an argument with me. It's the Anthony Richardson side of things where it's like he's not doing that.
Okay, what number did you say?
It was 500 yards combined.
500?
That's crazy.
Okay, so if Anthony Richardson's is 207, that means Vegas might be saying, we think Goff could really run it up today. They might get close to 500. But can I say one
percentage-wise, he's done it 3 out of the 10 games so far this year.
Can I say one thing? And I don't know if this was said. That performance Jared Goff had last week, if Pat Mahomes does that, or if Joe Burrow does that, my God, we wouldn't hear the end of it.
He would be
Jared Goff's performance last week, it should have been talked about all week long by national media, but instead we have guys like Nick Wright talking about how he's a civilian, and who's the other guy that got fired from ESPN? Broussard.
Chris Broussard
talking about Jared Goff. Can we talk about how this guy's in the MVP race and having one of the best, probably the best season he's had as an NFL quarterback? I mean, what do you go? 24 for 29, 412 and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's an MVP game.
If any other quarterback does that, I swear to God, they would have talked about it all week long.
Thank you.
Week long.
Yeah, they would have been glazing. It would have been first.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they would have been glazing.
But that performance deserves glazing. But Jared Goff, nobody how did he get hate instead of love that whole week?
Yeah,
crazy.
I just don't understand.
I'm with you.
It's crazy. It is ridiculous.
Hey, listen, I mean, we got, 15 minutes roughly, and then we're going to start the stream. Boone, I'm excited to hear what you got.
We're going to go through bets now?
And then we're going to give our score predictions. Let's want to do score predictions first.
Yeah, let's do bets here because I actually have a lot of straight bets today. I didn't really do. Oh, actually.
Can you take my parlay with me, Boone? I don't think you've done it yet, and we need to ride together.
Send it. I just thought of something I didn't do. I want to make sure.
What kind of I want to see what kind of straight bets we got for today, huh? I like anything Montgomery.
Okay.
I'm a fan.
Okay, no, I'm in. I'm in. I'm in.
All right, what do we got?
I'm just trying to think of a legacy player. I didn't even think about the legacy player. It didn't hit my mind today, and in my mind, I was like, I should do that.
Go where the money's going. Where you put your money on the most. What you think it gives you? You're confident in a player today, right?
I am confident in a couple. I think this is like a total offensive game. I don't know if Jared goes for a ton of yards, anything like that. Let me do this. I'll give you guys my straight bets. I'm between two players right now.
This is a live legacy player pick, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm between two right now. I need to look something up here.
I
need to see something.
We
I want to see a couple lines.
We have them shook.
I want to see a couple lines.
Can I give a line out?
You
that
go
is
ahead.
Crazy.
Yep.
Okay, Vegas. Vegas, this is a conversation between me and you. Whoever who runs Vegas, whoever it is, this is me and you talking right now. Jameson Williams. Are you familiar with him? One of the best deep threats in the NFL. And I like that you do this because I'm just going to keep winning money on it. Every single week, you disrespect this man. 2.5 catches and 40 yards. Are you shitting me?
Yeah,
that is and Vegas. Again, this is a conversation between me and you.
Yeah.
Keep doing your thing. Keep screwing up those lines because I'm going to continue to hammer those and win some money because you're disrespecting one of the best deep threats in the NFL. 2.5 fucking catches. So I don't mean to swear.
Caleb's paying. We're paying bills off of it.
2.5 catches. Are you kidding me? That is crazy. That is crazy talk.
Can you send me your parlay?
Send
it in the chat. If you can resend it. I just picked a legacy player.
And I have a 3 touchdown score parlay. You want to hear that?
I want to hear. Yes.
Okay.
You hit last week on it.
This week a little more.
Same thing.
More crazy. No.
Okay.
All right. So this week,
Craig Reynolds.
Hold on. What am I doing here? Okay. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Easy.
Sam Laporta. He's getting in the end zone today. Plus 1,200. Plus 1,300. I'm going to send you that parlay right now.
Wow. Laporta?
Dude, plus 230. There's so much juice there. And I'm all over it.
I actually don't hate that. I mean,
Ungloves it.
Oh, if he likes it, I might tail it, honestly. Gentry's been on a heater lately. But I think so. I love the Laporta one. They're probably speaking of disrespect, they're probably disrespecting Laporta a little bit. Just given how this season's gone for him. He's always low. It's like his line's at like 31.5.
Yeah, but he barely I mean, there's only been a couple games where he's been over it. I can understand why.
But that means the touchdown is even juicier.
Yeah, plus 230. I mean,
is
come
it?
on.
Yeah, and if they get one of those touchdown boosts, you boost that thing to 300, a little over 300. You're in a good spot here. I might tail that with the Laporta just on its own. I like Laporta to score today. I don't hate that.
I don't hate it either. Actually,
I don't hate
even
that
if it's one.
I don't look at my bets over here, Jeff. Keep your eyes over there.
You know,
I'm not.
I was saying all week that it's going to be a big Laporta week, but now that I slept on it a little bit, you know, I could see it being one of those 2-catch. 25-yard games for him.
I see like a 3 for 40.
Yeah, I mean, I might over. I mean, I know I was talking big game all week, but I mean, he is coming back from injury, and like you said earlier, Boone, like we've seen Dan Campbell with guys that are only 80%, not play a ton, and I think that will be the case there because you have like guys like Brock Wright and Shane Zylstra who could step in. But even if Laporta goes 2 catches, 25 yards, and a touchdown, that's a good game for Samuel.
I mean, I want to see what his line's actually at because I might just throw money on the
plus 175 or something. I think for his touchdown.
I got it at plus 230.
Oh,
Vegas knows.
Why does? Yeah, that's odd.
Hey, it's because I'm a sharp, and the lines move where I go.
Oh, that was on DK. Let me check FanDuel here.
Yeah, I will tell you right now, Sam Laporta's plus
FanDuel
240.
plus 240. Oh no! No way! You just
doing up. Damn it!
Yeah,
hey, you don't know shit, Vegas.
You're an absolute dog.
I'm a sharp. I move the line. Did you check it's higher?
Yeah.
Wait. I meant. I actually, but I'm gonna be honest, Caleb.
Yeah.
A lot of meat on that bone at 240.
There's a lot of meat on that bone.
I just did
plus 240.
I just did.
Yeah, a lot of meat on that bone. So
Yes.
I kind of like it.
Can we say something about the hub real quick?
What?
Whatever food is coming out of that kitchen smells
Smells
absolutely
so good.
immaculate.
Might be that chicken sandwich.
Dude, it could be that chicken sandwich.
All right. Here we go, boys.
Talk to me, Bill.
Caleb, you
we need
ready?
a legacy player here. I'm excited. Let's see who it is. The highly
1, 2, 5.
anticipated Booner legacy player of the
Just
game.
make sure I didn't miss anything here. No, I did it. All right. I've got a lot of straight bets today, boys. This feels like last week. And Caleb, I see you're looking over here at it. That's a list, huh?
That's a big one.
Those are straight bets. All right, we got legacy player, we got straight bets. And then we got our Booner's lay of the day, which hit the last 2 weeks, I believe. Parlay, like plus 900, plus 800. I think today is plus 600 or 700. First, all right, let's do the straight bets. I'm just going to rattle them off. Make sure right now, open your sports books. Get ready. First one. I've got both running backs. Separate plays. We're taking their overs on. I think today they're going to try and run the ball. David Montgomery over 58.5. You boys love that?
I actually already have it in, Boone.
Over 58.5. All right, love that. Next one. Jahmyr Gibbs, 100 all-purpose yards. Took this last week. He has hit it almost every week the last few weeks.
Sure.
Plus 120. It should not be plus 120. Dude, he has just been getting
Wait, what is that one?
Plus 120.
For what?
Jahmyr Gibbs, 100 all-purpose yards.
I love that too.
100 all-purpose yards. Back-to-back here. 2 weapons here. Are you ready? 2 weapons here. Jamison Williams. Caleb, this goes into your play here a little bit.
Yes.
I took him. I took his yards single over 43.5. I think he gets 2 or 3 catches over 43.5.
You know he needs 3.
We need 3. Okay. And I took J-Mo touchdown plus 230.
Love it.
And then I took Sam Laporta over the 35.5.
Sure.
That's a lock. Even if he's coming off injury, it's a lock.
All right, I'll place it.
It is a lock. 35.5. That's 3 catches for him. That's 10 yards a catch. We're in. I don't know why it's so low. Coming off injury or not, his lines have been low. Remember in Houston, we had the conversation. You guys were like, "Oh, Dalton Schultz will have more yards." I'm saying, guys, trust me. It was at like 30.
He does that.
It was at like 30. That was a conversation.
We didn't say you'd have more yards. We said you're disrespecting.
That was a conversation we had. And his line was at 36.5, and he ended up with like 50. He ended up with like 50 or 60 yards. There's no reason this line should be at 35.5.
No, it's too low.
I already gave out the J-Mo touchdown. I'm taking Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown, Caleb.
Sure.
Minus 110 for 8 or 9 in a row, whatever it is. I'm taking Amon-Ra touchdown. And then I'm also, are you ready for this one? Running this one back. A lot of touchdowns. People are like, Booner, you keep taking touchdowns. Lions score points. Give me David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs combined. Plus 185 to score a touchdown. Put them together. All right?
Yeah. I
No, my bad. Keep going. Hold on.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Wait, what?
No, I thought you were going to say something.
No. Continue.
Oh.
Proceed.
Oh, proceed. I was ready. I thought you were about to cook for a second, Caleb. Then with all those touchdown scores I'm taking, guess what? Singly, guess what? Detroit Lions team total over 29.5. It's low. I gave it out yesterday on the show or Friday on the show. It's over 29.5. It's like minus 105 or something. It's insane. And then last 2 I have here. These 2 are kind of oddballs. I would love for you guys to place these if you guys have a little bit of a sprinkle you could throw on. Zadarius Smith on DK. Over 0.25 sacks.
It's a tough matchup.
Plus 130. Plus 130.
Plus money on him getting half a sack?
Half a sack.
That's
plus
fine.
130. It is 1 sack on FanDuel, and I think it was like plus 115. Plus 130. Oh, here we go. Oh, Tutty. All right. Last one I have here. This one's not a Detroit Lions play. This one is actually a Indianapolis Colts play, but I think what's going to happen is this offense is going to need a lot. They're going to need to make a lot of plays. Anthony Richardson over 8.5 attempts, plus 105.
Rushing
attempts.
He's had like double-digit rushing attempts.
2 of the last 3 weeks. So over 8.5, I'm going to go. It's plus 105 or plus 110, something like that. I'm taking that. I took that straight up.
That's a great bet.
Yep, love that one. And then Caleb, I want you to lock in here because I'm about to give you my parlay. I know you said you want me to be on yours. I would love for you to be on mine. Are you ready for this? Tell me what you think about this.
Yep.
Plus 743.
Sure.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, 6 catches.
Okay.
He's got that almost. He's missed it a couple times this year, but the last 4 or 5 weeks he's hit it.
6, not 6.5.
6 catches, 6+ receptions. Jahmyr Gibbs, remove the line down to 80 all-purpose yards. David Montgomery, alternate line, 50 all-purpose yards. Not rushing, all-purpose. Jared Goff, Jeff, this one's for you. 225 passing yards today.
I like that.
David Montgomery touchdown. and Detroit Lions money line. That is plus 743.
Okay. DK, can I get 6 catches anywhere?
No, I don't know if you can on DK. Their lines are always just very weird. That's it though.
So St. Brown 6 catches.
6. Gibbs 80 all-purpose.
Yep.
Demont 50 all-purpose. Goff 225. David Montgomery touchdown in Detroit Lions money line plus 743. I don't see where that one loses.
Yeah, Gibbs you said 60.
60.
I like this a lot.
Gibbs 80.
Gibbs 80, and then Monty.
Demont 50. I'll send it to you so you don't have to go through all of that.
I like it a lot.
I can send it to you.
You know what the thing is for bettors? Start doing running backs all-purpose because these guys are both catching passes out of the backfield.
Yes, and that's the thing I think with Demont is people don't realize like he's getting like 20, 30 catching yards a game, receiving yards a game.
Yeah.
All right, legacy player guys, are you guys ready for this?
Let's do it. What do we got?
I haven't actually picked this guy as a legacy player. He's been probably the best player on offense for the Detroit Lions over the last 6-7 weeks. I love this man. I've already given some props out for him. I probably shouldn't have. Legacy player for Booner today. Are you guys ready? Klotzy, are you ready? Hey, give me Jahmyr Gibbs today, legacy player, over 89.5 all-purpose yards. We need 90 all-purpose yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, touchdown. That is the legacy player today for me. He is that's going to hit. I don't know why I haven't been going with Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't know why I haven't been going Sam Laporta, all these other guys. Jahmyr Gibbs is the easy one. Give me Jahmyr Gibbs today, a touchdown and over 89.5 all-purpose. That's hitting.
I love it.
That's it. No interception bet today. There probably will be. Actually, I'm not going to say. I was going to say if I had to pick, it'd be.
Don't even do it.
But I already know who I would do, but I'm not going to do it.
All right, final score. I gave mine out. We gave all ours out on Friday to remind the people. I think this will be a game where the Lions cover the spread. I think they cover the spread here.
Yep.
I got them winning 30-17. 30-17. They beat the Colts by 13. Basically, a little over 2 touchdowns. But I think they cover that spread. Get out of there. Score 30 once again. I do think, though. And I don't think the Colts clear 20.
I think on the show the other night, I can't remember the exact score I had. I think I had 34-20.
Me and you had the same.
34-20.
There you go.
I love 34-20 Detroit Lions. Lots of touchdowns. 4 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, Demont, Amon-Ra, and Sam Laporte. Or Jama. You know what? Let's do this. 38-20.
Whoa.
Add the Sam Laporta and Jama touchdown. We had to do it. The touchdown scores I bet on, we need it. We need it.
There you go.
38-20 Detroit Lions, baby.
All right, we will see you guys at the watch party. We'll be live.
Hold on. Let me it should redirect you. If you guys stay on the stream, it might take about a minute or so. It should redirect you straight over to our watch party, and we'll be live in about 8 minutes. I will also hear for the people, Jeff. I will put it in the chat here so the people know. There's 176 people. We should have 176 people go straight to.
Yep, go to the watch party. We'll see you guys there. If you're at home watching the game or you want to come out to the Hub Sports Bistro, we'll be here all day.
Shout out Real American Beer.
Shout out Real American Beer.
Shout out the Hub.
We'll see you guys in a couple of minutes here.
Peace. Love you guys.